Hello everyone, today I want to share with you my experience with nightmares, especially those nightmares that come to you as a result of trauma, when trauma kind of visits you at night and make itself present over and over and over again. So if you have ever woke up feeling short of breath and having a racing heart, I am here to share with you what has helped me in order to be able to go back to sleep, and I hope that this helps you too. Okay, so maybe it's going to be a good idea for me to share with you what is my trauma, what was that specific moment, what was my specific situation that triggered so many other things in my life, that triggered those nightmares coming back to me every single night, at least at the beginning, and then later on, not every night, but very often during a week. And they were started to mess in a very important way in my sleep, in my well-being during the day. And this situation for me was that moment when someone who I deeply loved, in a very unfortunate moment of my life, told me, I don't love you anymore, I don't want to be with you anymore. And you might say, many of us have gone through that situation, and yeah, I believe we are all able to heal from that. We are all able to heal from a broken heart. However, this situation was a little bit aggravated by the fact that there were so many other things happening in my life at the same time. So I felt like that relationship I had was the only piece of tiny light that I still have. And imagine that you are in a very dark cave and you are only holding a match, and someone comes and blows on it and you are left completely in the dark. So that was that moment for me. And also later on I found out, after doing lots of internal work, I found out that moment, that specific situation in which I heard, I don't love you, I don't want to be with you anymore, made something within me kind of explode or implode. I don't know, but something big happened. And it made me realize that I have actually a deep issue. And it was up until that moment when maybe all the trash came out and I just didn't know how to handle it. I just didn't know how to deal with that massive feeling of abandonment and rejection. And it wasn't only about having a partner saying goodbye, but it was more about seeing life in retrospective, in realizing that at that moment the pain was coming from all those moments in my life in which I had felt abandoned and rejected. So it was kind of all in one, so to speak. And coming back to the original subject of this video, that triggered something in my mind and in my conscious mind, in my subconscious mind, and I spent many months having nearly daily nightmares, reminding me, you are unworthy of love, you are unworthy of being looked after, you are unworthy of the nice things in life. And these are things that, oh my goodness, I'm still get a little bit emotional just by reminding myself of being once in that moment, because we are all worthy. We are all worthy from the moment we were born. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of being accepted, especially by yourself. And by acknowledging that the love especially lies within ourselves, that is the very first moment, or maybe that is the very first place in which we get to acknowledge that if we feel worthy of this love that lies within us for ourselves, you can then feel also worthy of any kind of love that comes from outside yourself. So anyway, I was just thinking about these little moments that were very significant in having these nightmares. So I was having nightmares in which basically someone was breaking with me every single night in very different and cruel ways, even though that didn't happen in reality, but my mind was telling me those stories. So every single night someone was breaking with me. Actually, pretty much it was the same person, but in many different ways. It was a kind of daily reminder: you are unworthy, you are a bad person, you didn't do things right, you were this and that. Not to get too much into detail, but pretty much these nightmares were a reminder of how much of a bad person I was. So, of course, waking up was awful because at that moment I didn't find the strength to change my mind. So I kept ruminating on the nightmare during the entire day and trying to find answers there, trying to find the reason why I couldn't stop dreaming in those situations. And one day I felt sick of it. I just felt completely fed up with the situation of not being able to control my mind and not being able to let go of those feelings. So in working with anxiety and meditation and looking inward, I found out that at that moment when the nightmare was waking me up in the middle of the night, and I just felt like my heart was about to come out from my chest, and I just couldn't breathe, and I was crying, and I didn't want to go back to sleep because I was afraid of continuing with the same nightmare. I kind of put together all my strength, all my energy as much as I could to focus on my breathing. Go deep in and deep out. So that was helping me massively. So letting all my body know everything is okay. Everything's okay. You are not in the nightmare. You are here. And that leads me to the second thing that was really helping me, which was repeating almost as a mantra: I am not there, I am here. I am not there, I am here. That didn't happen. I was just asleep. And just to bring me back to this very moment, which of course at that moment wasn't necessarily a great here and now, but it wasn't as awful as my nightmare. So those two things were really helping me to focus on my breathing and reminding me I am not there, I am here, I was only asleep. And I don't know, this was really helping me. Over time, nightmares stopped happening so often. Nowadays, I still have them from time to time, but I managed to wake up feeling more relaxed. And most importantly, I just forget about them and I continue my day as per usual. I do not longer ruminate on that dream. I don't go too much into it because I just know that I am worthy of love, that I am worthy of any great things that life, God, and universe have for me. And I truly believe that that is exactly the same for you. So as always, I wish you love, peace, and happiness. And remember, that was only a nightmare. Thank you very much for watching. Big kiss.